What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back here with a very exciting Godzilla figure review, guys. Today we're taking a look at, from Bandai, Godzilla 1965 in the movie monster series posing series. This is the first figure in this new kind of offshoot of the movie monster series, the posing series. ICONIC Godzilla poses. This is the first one. Super excited to take a look at this figure. Without further ado, let's jump right in.
Oh my God!
So this figure actually came with its base in a bag, kind of separated. So that's just something kind of interesting to note. So this is how the figure comes when you get it, and then you have to remove the base, and the figure slides pretty easily right on top. So you kind of pose the leg like so, and he just slides right on top of that base, right in there, like so. Taking a quick peek at the tag, spin this guy around. Check it out. So we are back to a bordered tag. Very interesting. Godzilla 1965 got the iconic pose 2025 logo in there. Checking out the inside of the tag, it actually does kind of show you the instructions in case you need a little assistance there. And back of the tag, very, very cool stuff. Got some logos up here. Movie Monsters series. I'm sure that says like Movie Monsters posing, because this is the first figure in the Movie Monsters series posing line. All sorts of Japanese goodies. Very cool Godzilla spines as usual. Let's sleeve it. Safety check. So while on his jumping base, Godzilla's going to stand just about 7 inches in height. Tail to kind of the edge where his foot kicks out, gonna actually be about 9 inches. So pretty good size figure once again. And it's very cool to kind of see this figure and his little base. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the base. So just kind of a nice little rock formation, obviously, just kind of the one that he's standing next to in there. And they very cleverly use this rock formation to kind of act as the base for the figure. Even has some texture and detail on the inside. That's very cool. Just kind of some basic stuff. It is hollow on the inside. So just kind of wanted to show you the rock base before we jump into the figure. So here he is, the 1965 Dancing Godzilla, first figure in the Movie Monster series posing series. Very, very cool. We're getting this. We do have the -1 Godzilla coming up as well soon, later this year. I think that's in March. But good detail and whatnot on the figure. The texture on the tail is going to be very, very good. We actually do get not super well, but the tail is painted all the way down to the end. You can see that we do have some of that light coloration coming up basically all the way down to the end. I wish it was a little bit more prominent, but it is kind of nice that we do at least have something in there. So that's very good. The spines overall look really nice. I love how they kind of fade to the lighter color as we get closer to the outside of those spines. Checking out from kind of straight on from the back. Not too shabby at all. The body shape of Godzilla, little wonky little suit kind of creases, but it feels kind of accurate to just the little goofiness of this suit and of this jumping pose. Not too bad at all there. Feet details, gonna be nice. We do have some of those kind of little texturized pieces here. The toe claws are painted very nicely, actually. We do have a little bit of light airbrushing going on the knee here. As we move up the figure, arm texture, body texture is very good. Hands look fine. Little kind of fade on the finger paint there. Inside of the hands have some texture and detail in there as well. Not painted, but they do have the texture, which is nice. Tops of the hands got a little lazy as you get kind of onto the flats of the hands. I could use a little bit more kind of detail on those fingers, but that is okay. We do again have a nice light stripe kind of going down Godzilla's chest there. So that is very nice. Moving into the head. These eyes really do it for me. I love them. They pop super well. That orange looks really good on them. They're, nice and big, nice classic 60s Godzilla eyes. Mouth is painted pretty accurately and nicely. You got the tongue in there. Not too much texture on it. Teeth are individually kind of sculpted off the jaw a little bit, off the gums. So, and the paint is applied very, very well on the eyes and in the mouth. So definitely have to give Bandai some props for just the accuracy and, detail work on the paint. They did a very good job in that aspect. In terms of articulation, it is great that we get a lot of it, which kind of, you hear kind of, it's like the posing series, everyone's going to pose Godzilla looking like this. You almost think like, will he even be articulate? But he is. So if we, again, remove him from the base, no articulation on that tail, but we do get, obviously the leg will go 360 just about, unless you have to kind of force it past a few joints there. The legs are posed, and angled in weird ways, so they kind of catch, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to move them. But, we do get full articulation on the arm. Can't move it all the way because of the angle on the body. But this arm almost could. If you wanted to really push it past that leg, you could. But no real need to. The head is one solid piece there, so no neck or head articulation, so you can't really do any of that. But, I mean, for me, I don't really care. that we don't have, that it's not overly articulate, because, you know, when it comes to this figure, all I'm really looking for is the ability to recreate this, you know, his dancing, jumping pose. So totally works for me that we, you know, that we have articulation, but again, it was kind of, you know, I didn't know for sure if this figure would even be overly articulate, but it's pretty much Bandai standard articulation. I wanted to quickly just show him next to a other Movie Monster Series figure. So, I mean, this figure, you know, he's up on this little base, but it doesn't really add too much to his height. This is, again, the 1964-2024 release. But, I mean, you know, you can see he's really only standing that high off the ground. So, he's, you know, he's a little taller than your average Godzilla Movie Monster Series figure. But he's certainly not towering over anybody. Just enough that he's got a little bit of air, a little bit of height on the standard releases. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Bandai Movie Monster Series posing version Godzilla 1965. Definitely a fan of this figure, and I'm a fan of this kind of new Bandai line of, you know, it's still Movie Monster Series, but just kind of these, you know, these iconic Godzilla poses are going to be featured. So again, we have this guy coming up soon. We have the -1, kind of where he's looking over his shoulder. That figure looks very, very awesome. But I'm curious to know from you guys, what other poses from the Godzilla franchise do you think would work in this line? I definitely am excited for kind of the possibilities of Bandai expanding this line and continuing to work on it. So I'd love to know, like, what would you love to see from Bandai in the posing series? Definitely a fan of this series. Glad we are getting it, and hope they continue to make it awesome moving forward. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you in the next one.